What's going on, everybody? My name is Marcus. Welcome back to another live stream. Let me turn this down. We ain't finna be doing all that. Hopefully, everybody's doing all good. Hope sales are going well for everyone. Um, got a few people in the chat already. Lisa Jordan says, "Does sending offers to customers count as doing daily listings, like being active every day? Counts as being active, does not count as doing a listing. Selling similar does not count as doing a listing. Ending in or selling similar, if you creating a brand new listing, yeah, that counts as a listing. But relisting old items that you already have does not count as doing a listing. um but that also depends on who you're talking to, because people swear by that. And I'm not here to ruffle feathers. I'm just saying, by definition, that's not a new listing. um I think the only thing that works as far as doing daily listings is adding a new item on the eBay that has never been on the eBay before, in your store. Daily activity can be all types of things. You can go in your store, you can edit listings, you can send offers, you can receive offers, you can refresh your whole store if you want to. All that counts as activity. Just being open on the app, like with your app open, that's activity. So all that adds up, it all helps, but it's not going to necessarily generate you more sales, like listing more items would. Good evening. What's up, man? How you doing, bro? Appreciate you coming and hanging out. Hillary says, "Hi, Lisa. Sending offers definitely okay." So she answered the question for you. What's up? How are you? Miss Lachey? Chris, what's up? Hey, what's up, Melissa? How you guys doing? Tell Jason I said what's up. Hey, Fino, my guy, what's going on? Sue, what's going on? What's going on? Travis, glad to see all my channel members here. Well, three of you guys here. Tiffany, what's up? Bobby, what's up? Sal, what's up, man? How you doing, bro? Appreciate you. He's one of my Patreon members. Glad to see you here. Get those listens done. Just listen. Darren says, "What's up, man? What's going on, bro? How are you?" Scott says, "List your items first, then go back and fix your old listings if needed." Very sound advice there, bro. Sounds like that boy knows something. Uh, Jalen says, "Good evening. What's going on? Loving the mentorship, man. Hey, and you just joined, so imagine how you'll love it once you're in there for a little bit." So I definitely appreciate having you there. I could tell by your work ethic, bro, you're gonna go far. Man's got two jobs. He's got a job and a side hustle, and then does eBay. So tell me that ain't hustle. Zachariah, what's going on? Respect and blessings to you. Same back to you, my friend. Appreciate you. I appreciate everybody that's being super positive about my last video. I know it was a lot of stuff about my faith in there, but that's who I am. That's me. It's a part of me. It's not gonna go nowhere. Uh, I'm not gonna like punch you guys in the face with it, but I'm definitely not gonna hide it from you either. Thanks for the daily inspiration. Beat up, you are an inspiration to me, bro. You guys are why I do this stuff. At least the YouTube channel. I do the eBay to pay my bills, but I do the channel for you guys. So if you guys were to stop watching it, I'd stop doing it. Well, probably not. I'd just keep on making it as a journal. What's up, Keenan? Another member of the Discord. Bro, we got to get you figured out, man. Why you can't why you couldn't make it in there this morning. I'm not sure what was going on, because Mike and Sal made it in. So we're gonna try and get you in there tomorrow, man. Uh Love Thug says what's up, or says, "Hey man, yes, sir." Appreciate you guys coming hanging out. Anybody got any questions we could answer? I'm really hoping to share as much knowledge as I can with you guys. Look, man, I give all this stuff away for free, right? So you don't have to join my Patreon or nothing like that. You don't have to pay, you don't have to do anything. You can get the same value that I give to everyone else. You might just have to watch more content over more hours to get it done. The Patreon is just a fast track to it, right? I'm in the mentorship. I pay for information because I want the fast track. I want to learn from people that know more than me, right? So that's why I pay for information. So, me charging for information, me charging like to help people. It's like a coach, man. You go to a gym, you get a trainer, someone's going to train you how to do things so you can make progress. You can do things with the right form. You can get a right diet plan so you can have the best optimal health possible. That's what I am for your eBay business. You know what I'm saying? I might not be the best possible out there, but I'm decent enough to be able to help you get to where I'm at. By the time you get to where I am, I'll be where I want to go. So we can get there together. Let's see. I enjoy the content. Thank you. Okay, mental image if being punched in the face with Jesus is pretty hilarious. Oh, you got a new Discord? Yeah, it's a private Discord though. Uh, it's a paid Discord. You don't need it though, Fino. You're already in a paid membership, man. Do you ship your orders in the clear bags? Absolutely not. I put those clear bags inside of a poly bag, but yes, I do leave them in the clear bag that they're stored in when I pack them. I don't reuse those because they're sealed. And then if I was to open the bag up, take the item out, and then put that item in another bag, eventually that bag's going to be like so mangled and tangled, and it's going to shrink every time I bust the tape open on it. So I'm just shipping it out. I know it's wasteful. It's a lot of plastic, but it's just I save more time shipping it the way that it is instead of trying to recycle items through my store, and I let the buyer deal with it. What's up, Nita? How are you? Travis says, I've had two offers this week I wasn't able to counter on. What do you do when that happens? You weren't able to counter on because of the glitches going on? Because if that's the case, then there's nothing you can do, man. And I don't know really what's going on with all these eBay glitches right now, but I have not had that happen to me. The biggest thing that's been happening to me lately is items getting relisted that have sold. And then like when I'm doing a listing, I'll scroll down and I'm changing item specifics, and then it like sends me back to the top of the page multiple times in the same listing. That's the main thing I'm seeing right now. But as far as like some of the other things people are talking about, like thank the Lord I'm not losing any drafts, but that's still happening. Other people are seeing like I don't know, I can't remember what some of the other items right off the top of my head because there's quite a few, but uh in that case, man, I would just, unfortunately, you got to chalk it up as a loss and just wait till you can accept an offer or counter on it. What's up, Jamila? Miss Lachey says most coaches, trainers, consultants, and classes aren't free. Just saying. Yeah, I know that, but sometimes when you start charging for something that you still continue to give away for free and have no problems giving away for free and have been given away for free, it seems like it ruffles some feathers sometimes. Not sure. Okay, you already said that. Hey, Heather, what's going on? Yeah, you made it to a live. You sure did, buddy. Uh, hello, boss. Crispin Serrano. Nice to meet you. I've been meaning to ask on your draft bank. Do you file away the item when you create the draft like normal, or do you hold off until the item actually launches? File away. Do you mean like, do I put the items away? So here's the process. I list the items, right? Those are the items that I listed today. They all go in draft form. Tomorrow, tomorrow when I go to my storage unit to pack orders, those items will get put on the shelf. They're already essentially ready to go. They're just going to get put on the shelf in line uh where they're supposed to go. And then from there, the items just get, listed in draft form. They're fully completed, just sitting in a draft. So there's no filing away to do. They just go live whenever it's their turn because I don't really pick and choose which items I list first. I just list them in the order that I pull them out of IKEA bags. So if it's $100 item sitting in that bag, it's going to get to it when I find it. I'm not going to like go through all the items to find it and then list it. I just list it as they come. Let's see. Where's James at? He knows all the eBay glitches. He might pop up later. He usually comes in after I've been on for a little while. I started listening to you 3 months ago and have daily listed 20 items daily. I now have 1,900 active listings and went from one sell a day now to between 8 and 10, looking to get 25 a day soon. Thanks. Hey, no problem, man. I'm just glad to be able to provide value that's actually working. Like Chief Stacks joined my mentorship, and then he had 3 sales in 2 days of listing daily. And I was like, bro, It's not rocket science, you know what I mean? Like his titles needed a lot of work and some of his photos needed a lot of work, but he made 3 sales in 1 day. He had made a sell in months. So if that's not a testimony of how it works right there, I don't know what is. Scott says, I've had a few issues this weekend accepting offers. I would accept offer and screen when blank. So there's an issue that I've always had using the eBay app. It's not on the computer, but when I try to accept and so like say the offer thing pops up on my screen, right? I go to review the offer and then it'll show the offer on the screen. But when I go to review the offer and it goes to the next screen, it just goes to a blank screen. And if I don't go back out of the app, close it down and then restart it, I can't accept an offer. At least not on the first try. It takes me like 6 or 7 tries doing it on the live or on the app. Versus if I do it on the computer, I can immediately accept the offer. It's ridiculous. I don't understand why it does that, but that's why I don't use the app for anything. No, I don't think Jared, not Jared from the group, not the media call car parts guy. He's not a viewer of my channel. He doesn't watch my content. Hi, everyone. And Marcus, do you schedule your listing or just launch them? I only launch them right now. If I was to receive an issue like listings deleting, I would start scheduling them out. But as right now, I just launching them from the draft bank. So like I could show you guys right now what an example of what I'm talking about. I'm a pro with this screen sharing now, Hillary. Yeah. Okay, so this is my store. I'm gonna just go to the drafts. So right now I got 116 drafts. This was up to like 200, but I just took 3 days off. Thank you, Draft Bank. Came through in the clutch. So I would just go to this button right here that says resume draft and then just launch from there. I just launch I'll open up 20 of these in new tabs and then I'll review all of them. Um make sure everything's right in them, and then I'll launch them one by one. I was just selecting all of these, well, 40 of them, whatever I was going to launch that day. I was selected all 40 of them, and then I was just launching them in bulk. But then I found that sometimes when I go through my listings and I'm making sure that everything's right, there's a previous listing that I sold similar off of, and somehow that listing that I sold similar off of also got saved as a draft as well, which I think is one of the ways I was getting duplicate listings. But that still doesn't take away from the fact that eBay is still definitely listing items that I've sold over again. So that's how I do it. But I would, if I ran into items getting deleted out of my draft bank, I would start scheduling them because I've never heard any items uh going disappeared in a scheduled form. So it should be all good that way. But it's up to you, whatever you want to do. No problem, man. From drafts, yeah, list from drafts. What's up, Ed? How's the clothing sales going, bro? Martha, how you doing? At what point is it good to transition from part-time to full-time? That's a very great question. So the most important factor is, do you have enough money from eBay to cover all your bills and a little bit to live off of, other than that? Because like for me, for instance, I went full-time way too soon. But it's only because my job, I was only getting paid $80 every 2 weeks. So I was like, why am I doing this? So I stopped, you know what I mean? But by no means was I making enough money on eBay to do that. I just was headstrong and I was like, I'm gonna make this work. So I don't recommend that at all. It was a severe struggle, like very, very hard thing to do. Barely have just gotten out of that. So I don't recommend anybody doing that. I would recommend that you got at least 6 months of income saved up. Um, have a decent store built up. You got some drafts built up, like at least maybe a month at maximum, or at minimum of drafts built up. So that way, if you're outgoing sourcing and you don't find enough stuff to list, because you're gonna have a pretty large store to make a significant amount of money. So, like in theory, whatever you want to make that year, you at least have to list that amount of money. If you want to make $100,000 in a year on eBay, but you don't have or have not had at least $100,000 worth of inventory get listed, you don't have to have it at all, at one point in time, but at least had to have had it generate through your store. then you're probably not going to make $100,000 in that year. So that's just the basics, man. We could make the whole podcast about that, but um, just make sure that you have enough money in a nest egg to make the transition. Make sure you're having a decent amount of sales. I would not, unless you're selling $100 items, I would not go full time on a 10 a day store. Not yet, unless you just really hate your day job. Trying a new strategy, going to Goodwill first day when starts 50% off. Usually find items that sell between $17 to $23 at a cost of two through $4. That's great. Uh if you got the profitable items there, by all means, don't pass them up. You know what I mean? My Goodwill is overpricing everything, and even on their low dollar sale days, it's never cheap enough for me to buy it. And there's never anything good there left. All the good stuff gets picked up quick. I'm not above paying up for things if it's there when I go to get it. If I go to get it and it's like $20 for like a North Face jacket, though, I'm not buying that. That's makes no sense whatsoever to pay $20 for a North Face jacket. If it's a Patagonia Cinchilla Snap, yeah, I'm buying that. $20, come on with it. Because I can sell that for, especially with a loud pattern, I could sell that for maybe over $100. Well, definitely over $100, just depends. Why do you launch from drafts instead of just scheduling them? Does it make a difference? No, it doesn't make a difference. Scheduling scheduling means you don't have to get on eBay for them to go live. Drafts means I have to go in there and physically press the listed button. But I do it because I'm double checking over the listing, which I mean I could essentially do that while I create the listing, but sometimes I'm moving fast. Sometimes I don't catch things. That's why it's always helpful for me to go back and double check my listings when I'm getting ready to launch them from the drafts. Because even if it's a simple thing like me forgetting to change the sleeve type, or like changing it from a woven fabric to a knit fabric, or I sold similar off a pair of khakis to a pair of corduroys, and I forgot to change the khakis, change it from corduroy to khakis. So you might have like a simple um a mistake in there. Say I sold similar off of a Life is Good Crusher tee, right? But I have Life is Good Crusher tee in the item specifics as the product title, but it's like a Under Armour Heat Gear shirt. So when someone's looking up Under Armour Heat Gear shirts, they're gonna have this Life is Good shirt floating by, and it's like this weird random thing floating by you in the pool, and you're like, "What is that?" Like that's not what I'm looking for. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you want to double check your listings. So that's why I don't list in scheduled that's why I don't list from scheduled. Um I guess I could always change to that, but I just do what works for me. I've seen some talk about international shipping and needing to put weights and measurements in. You got anything on that? I put weights and measurements on anything, but I also only sell clothing. So even if it's a pair of shoes, I put the size of the USPS shoe box in there, and I know what the shoes weigh. So I've been always putting in the item measurements from day one because I was doing calculated shipping for the longest time, and then when I switched over to all clothing and started doing a flat rate shipping, I still just put some randomness in there because I'm using a flat rate shipping. So I don't know. It's worked out for me so far. I haven't ran into any issues with the international shipping. Um, because the usually the parameters that I'm putting it in there, even though I'm using it in a flat rate envelope, or it's going first class, it's still gonna have the accurate weight in there when when I ship it. Because I'm charging a flat fee, so I make the dimensions up for what I know is the maximum size of whatever item I'm gonna ship. I think scheduling charges. No, it's free now. Pretty sure it's free now. I can't say with 100% certainty, but I'm pretty sure it's free. Hey, what's up, Mike? Yo, bro. What it is, y'all? This is another one of my guys from my Patreon. Really appreciate you coming and kicking it, man. Ed says it's been all right. It's slowed down the past 2 days. I didn't sell anything until just now, and that was a pair of Converse and a hat. Still uploading my clothing right now. Well, bro. You just gotta stick with it, man. That's tough. What's up? Hello, Lolly. How are you? Yesterday was a good day for me though. I seen a lot of people posting that they had really good days yesterday. I don't know. Was it just me or what? Yesterday I sold like 670 something dollars. Today I think I'm only at 400 or something. I'm at 409 right now. Hey, I got an offer. Let's see what this is. Nike pants, $15. Someone sent me an $8 offer. Hmm. How long have I had these? March 14th. They have not been listed long enough for me to accept that offer. uh, I'm gonna try to counter right now. See if it works. Make a counter offer. Yeah, it worked. I don't know, bro. Travis, maybe you're doing it on the computer, or not on the computer, but on the app. I don't know. Maybe it just isn't working on the app. Have you thought about whatnot sourcing? No, I'd have to pay way too much for my inventory on whatnot, unless it's a 700 series North Face. Right, right. Lolly would pay 20 for that. Oh, maybe you meant LOL. LOL. I would pay for. Yeah, I've paid. I've paid up for some stuff in my day, but I've also paid way down for some things. Like those Carhartt jackets I bought. I got $30 in on those, right? But after factoring them into the buy cost of my whole store, they went from $30 a piece down to $1.40 a piece. So I'm not above paying up for things because it's going to get factored in on a whole year buy cost. You know what I'm saying? So even at $50, I probably still would have bought them. I wouldn't have made as much, in a mental thing. I'd have been like, oh, I bought these for 50 and only sold them for 80. Like that's not that much. But in all actuality, it's like a numbers in, numbers out type of thing. Like how much did I spend versus how much am I bringing in? So I could spend 20,000 the whole year, but if I make 200,000 off of it, then what does it matter? I've more than multiplied my money. Also with going full time, you may need to consider if you have enough to cover health and life insurance, emergencies, etc. Having a family to support is a whole conversation. That's right. I'm a single man and I pay health insurance for myself. And I want to say it's 248 for health insurance. I think it might be 298. I don't know. It just comes out of my bank account. And that's for health insurance, vision, and dental. And then on top of that, I pay 248 from State Farm for car insurance, life insurance, and renters insurance. Then I have a separate business account for renters insurance for my storage units. So there's a lot of expenses that come with reselling, man. Um, when it comes to personal stuff as well. So you got to take care of all that as your boss. My son sold a North Face puffer for $100 last year. I think he paid $10. Yeah, that's totally fair. If it's a puffer, but if it's like a standard North Face fleece, like that thing's going for $25, you know? So if you pay $20 for it, you're not making any money. If you can still ship packages out a few days a week, I would keep the job and still do eBay. I'm full-time eBay, but it took a few years to reinvest and build up store to where I don't stress. Exactly. Listen to what Scott said. I'm telling you guys, like I went full time way too soon. And my whole first year, I wasn't even able to pay taxes like I was supposed to because I was living off the money. Like I was negative money every payout. I was negative because I was having to use my money to pay my bills. You know what I'm saying? So like I had to pay it all back. I had to pay the previous year's taxes last year. You see what I'm saying? Like trying to catch up on everything because I was like scrambling and I needed sales like instantly. Like as soon as I listed it, the item needed to sell. That's why if you guys look at my old Benz videos, I was looking up the sell through on everything in the video because I needed 100% sell through. Like I needed my stuff to sell as fast as possible. You know what I'm saying? And so like I don't recommend anyone going full time if they're already struggling. Like it's not the time. Don't go full time. Uh, I made a hasty decision that ended up working out in the long run, but I was stressing like crazy when I first did it. I would definitely, if I could go back, I would not go back and do the same thing. But this is how it is. So I mean, I just struggled my way on through it. Hey Marcus, I was hoping that you can look at my eBay store if I'm on the right track. I did start with clothes, but I'm turned to everything store. Closes too flooded. I feel my Goodwills are expensive. Well, um, okay, yeah, put your store in there. But number one, clothes any category is flooded, right? The thing is, like people are always looking for clothes. You can make even with all the clothing sellers out there, you can make tons and tons of cash selling clothes. So uh if the clothes are the most expensive thing in your Goodwill, you probably got a great Goodwill then, because that's usually the cheapest thing in the store. Any suggestions for increasing impressions? I fixed my listings to correct order, brand, item, gender, size, color, keywords, and saw a huge bump, but now it's down 30% a few weeks later. Um, are you promoting your listings at all? Um, Sometimes, like you can't control how to get impressions on your store. James is a perfect example of that. He'll like do test and like increase promotions to like 15 to even 20%, and then he'll turn them off a couple of days, and he'll go back and he'll like extract what he can get out of the data. But at the end of the day, just listing quality items in the right title structure is the best that you can do. Making sure that you are, running sales, using the marketing tab if you can. Anything that you can do to bring buyers to your listings is going to help you make more sales. Let me check and see what my impressions are right now. Also, just continuing to list items every single day is going to work too. Like my impressions are the same. So I don't think there's been a day where they've been down. And if they've been down, it was during the morning time when the day first started. And by the time the day ended, I was back to normal. I've got some really popular brands in my store like Patagonia, North Face, but they sit for a while. Could it take a while to sell because the amount that is on eBay, or is my fault in the listing? Patagonia will sell today for $1, so it's probably just the price that you're listing it at. Maybe maybe you're listing it high because it is Patagonia, and just because it's Patagonia doesn't mean that you can overcharge for it. You know what I'm saying? Patagonia for $20 sells right now. Um, North Face for $20 might not sell all month long. It just depends, especially if it's got like a cool pattern, or if it's like a more desirable brand by it, model by it, then it'll sell. I've got a brand new Patagonia. I can't remember the make of it. A brand new Patagonia jacket in my store. It's been sitting there for months. But it's got a Purina dog chow embroidery on the sleeve. So that's not an item that someone's going to buy immediately. You know what I mean? Even if it is brand new at half the price, there's $150 price tag on it. I think it might be on sale 25% off right now. When I listed it at $60 or $70, it's not going to sell immediately, you know. 72 watchers and 19 likes. Let's get the likes up, people. Hey, appreciate it, buddy. I still can't believe that the bins worker at my bins charged me $4 for 29 items and then $2 for 30 items. Plus, I always be saying, "What's up?" to him. Maybe I should get him something. So were they all t-shirts? How many pounds did the receipt say? Let's see here, man. My receipt from yesterday, one of my receipts from yesterday, 134 pounds. I paid $253. So maybe if it was like 2 pounds, 3 pounds, I could see it being $4. What's your bin's price at? What's the most common item you pick up at your bins? Probably Old Navy. Old Navy, Gap, Eddie Bauer, um, what else? And Taylor. Super, super saturated basic brands. Yeah, I thought so, Fino. I think the weekend was when everyone was having a good day. This was one of my best sell weekends. Maybe people were just getting their taxes now. Maybe that's a true possibility. Charging a flat fee for shipping has led to multiple positive feedback ratings. Buyers seem to appreciate it. Yeah. Hello, Marcus. Just found your channel and I love it. That's great. Happy to have you here, Sandra. Hopefully, you can learn something uh, that helps you in your business. I always schedule my listings for 12 a.m. the next day. Is there a reason you chose to activate them in the morning, or is it just because you have a very big draft bank? That's just because that's the time I wake up. I wake up and I do it. It's just in my process. Wake up, accept all offers, do customer service, launch my items, send my coupons out, and then I go do my shipping. So it's just the order that I do it. And I was launching them at 3 o'clock or like between 3 o'clock and 5 o'clock. But I was noticing that when I list them in the morning time, things sell that same day, like within a couple of hours. So like people will probably get to work and start scrolling, looking on eBay because they get bored at work and like start spending money. And I'll sell things within a few hours of listing them when I list them at like 6 in the morning. So that's just why I've started doing it that way. I pay up, but it all averages out. Yeah. Lucid Slay says, sup, bro? Just a question on the Goodwill bins. Do you go for specific brands that you know, or do I get like any good brands like Nike and stuff like that? I pick up Nike. I pick up anything that I've sold before. I pick up anything that has like a cool pattern with a good brand behind it, but I'll pick up something that's got like a multi-million dollar budget or like is currently in the mall or like is on trend. Like you see like social media influencers talking about it, things like that. I'll pick that stuff up. Um it does help like when you're picking up stuff that's like on trend. So like I just picked up two pairs of Arizona jeans yesterday. Usually not a great brand, right? But these are like Arizona khakis, like super baggy Y2K look. They're selling for 30 bucks a piece on eBay right now. And normally that's something that I wouldn't pick up. Like you wouldn't catch me dead like trying to pick up a whole bunch of Arizona and flood my store with it. But these items are vintage and they're popular right now. So I'm gonna pick those up. My Arizona jeans in the past, I have a hard time selling them for more than $7. So you know what I mean? It's knowing the brands, knowing what sells good inside of those brands and a little bit of experience, but a whole lot of research on the front end. When you go to the bins, pick anything up that you think looks like money. Go to the corner after you fill your cart up and look every single item up. It sucks. That's the only answer. Do the research. I've done hours and hours and hours and hours. And then I did more hours and hours and hours of research, looking up everything, even things that I knew the brand. Because there's things that I wore in high school, and I'm like, oh, this brand's cool. And then I look it up and it's like selling for $2. Like, I'm like, all right, it's not as cool as it used to be. So things change, trends change, fast fashion is a thing. Like, so nothing is the same. Even brands that I picked up when I first started reselling, I pass on now. So you kind of just gotta put in the work. I'm sorry that was a long roundabout answer to really not give you the answer you're looking for, but it all comes down to just doing the work. Have you bought any wholesale boxes from Daily Refinement? No. I'm still on the hunt for my first Filson or purple label Ralph Lauren. Yeah, I've only found Filson, never found purple label. Very smart having wrenches insurance for your storage unit. Got to cover that inventory in case the worst happens. Yeah, that's for sure. Uh, the sketchy guy that was talking about breaking in my storage unit doesn't live there anymore, but now there's some equally sketchy people living there too, and they actually sit out in that open area where my storages are, and they smoke out there. Like, and I'm not talking about cigarettes. So like they're out there like just chiefing, like blowing it down for real. I'm just like, this is crazy, man. They're not even supposed to be in there, but I don't know. It is what it is. The guy was in there building more storage units today, though. So they're building four more units in there right now. Only thing is, they're going to be the size of my small unit, which is the one where I do the actual packing the orders at. I think that thing's like 10 by 10. Um, so they're going to be that size. And instead of having an 8-foot wide door like my other three units have, they're going to have a 4-foot wide door. But at the end of the day, all my inventory will be in the same spot. So it's good for now until I can find like a warehouse that's affordable enough for me to get into. But right now, like I was saying in previous videos, I pay $70 a month for those storage units. I don't know if the new ones are going to be 70, but I'm sure hoping they are. Do you recommend getting an LLC? And if so, is that an extra savings with taxes? I don't know about that. I really don't think it is, but I do recommend getting one if you make like 100,000 a year. I'm not a tax professional though, but I know my accountant would tell me to get one. I've been doing eBay part time for 2.5 years, finally figuring out the algorithm, but have learned a lot about what sells over that time. My average hour is worth 3 times more than last year. So that's great. Glad to hear that you're gaining knowledge and using the information that you're hearing to make more money. Um, it's really gonna, break down to whether you're making enough money at eBay to cover yourself if you quit your job and you go full time and things fall flat. Like are you safe if eBay was your only income? And that's what you really got to ask yourself. Thank Marcus for his time. Hit the thumbs up. You're too kind, Miss Lachey. I don't have a store yet since I'm not ready for that. The account name is, what does that say? Okay. Uh that sounds like a weird name, but definitely. Let's see. It's so hard to find you guys when you don't have a store. Your stuff doesn't pop up. I'm gonna need you to do me a favor. Go to my eBay store and find an item and message me on it. That way I can go to your store that way. I know it's a pain in the butt, but that's the only way I'm gonna be able to find your store since it's not searchable. These people with these super low offers, man. Sorry guys, sending offers while while I do this. Um, what percentage do you use for promoting? I use 10%. I have found I found what bumps up my impressions and overall eBay metrics is accepting best offers. eBay seems to send more traffic with sellers who are willing to sell their items. Just from my experience, that is very true. If you accept offers, they know you're in the market to sell items and they'll send you buyers that always send offers. Hey, boss, what are your price brackets for bread and butter items? How do you determine your price if you want to move items quickly? So it just depends on what the item is. If it's basic like Old Navy stuff like that, I'm probably gonna price it at like 10 to like, and that's on the higher end of the low end, like probably like 8 to 12, maybe 15 at the highest, just depends on what it is. Um, and then it's automatically going on sale for 25%. Um, and that's because of the store coupons. I'm not running like some fake markdown sale on it. Um, it just depends on what the items are. If it's like basic jeans, like Levi's jeans, I'll list them at 25 bucks and accept anything over 12 bucks usually. Um, and then what else? Like hoodies, I'll list them between 15 and 20, sometimes 25, depends on what it is. But like it's all, there's variables to everything. It depends on the brand, it depends on the pattern, it depends on the age, it depends on if it's good quality stuff. If it's just basic poly cotton blend, it's probably not going to go for as much as like some wool or cashmere or something like that. So there's a lot of nuance to everything. um if it's like basic t-shirts though, like 10 to 15 bucks, just depends. Here's a link to, okay, you found one. Hang on, let me pull it up on. I can't go through the links like you guys can on StreamYard. Uh-oh. Sorry, guys. Okay. Let's check this out. Banana Republic Traveler men's jeans 40 by 34. I wish I could pop this on the screen, man. Hang on 1 second. We're just going to have to open up a new tab. And I'll put this on the screen for you. It seems like your title structure is pretty good just at first glance, though. To the dang comments. Alrighty. Now we're cooking with grease. Sorry about the delay, guys. I really appreciate your patience with me trying to figure out this whole thing here. All right, so this is your store, right? Harley Davidson jeans, men's 36, 32, relaxed, straight blue, stonewashed denim. I would put the blue after the size just because that's where the color goes. And then the rest of the keywords. 29.95 is pretty high on Harley jeans. They do not sell very good at all. Um, let's look at the listing. The photos are decent. I would put your measurements up closer because buyers don't want to scroll through all of your photos. I don't know why. You would think that people want to look at what they're buying. Made in the USA. That's pretty cool. $8.99 shipping. That's a great shipping price. Florida. So it's probably going to be more for the shopper in California. So they might be turned off by that, but it's not a big deal. Returns, buyer pays shipping. Free shipping works in your favor quite a bit. It protects you from negative feedback. Well, you got to do free shipping and 1 day handling time to get protection from negative feedback, and you get a additional 10% off final value fees. Um, 1 second. Okay, thanks, Hillary. Uh, item specifics, closure type zip, vintage. I would put yes because they're made in the USA. That's a good indication that it's going to be vintage with Harley Davidson. Uh, let's see, relaxed. The model is not Harley Davidson, so you don't need to put anything there. Um, let's see, comfort. I guess you could leave that there. Yeah, everything looks fine with your item specifics except for I would definitely change that to vintage. 17-inch waist across from left to right, 12-inch rise seam. That's a lot of work right there. 31 inseam, bottom inward leg seam. Are you only so when like you do another listing, are you only changing these letters out, or do you have to retype this every time you do a listing? And these are not stonewash. I just noticed that that's what the title said. At least I don't think they are. That might be what you call stonewash, but maybe it is. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me go back to this and see what you're saying down here. Uh-oh. What's happening? Uh Dang it, man. I gotta find where your comments are real quick. No, I copy and paste to change the numbers to fit the product. Yes, it is. Thank you. Okay, cool. All right, back to the store. Let me look at another listing. Braun Shaver. Braun Shaver razor replacement 32B series. 3-head foil and cutter cassette sealed. Shaver replacement. That seems fine. I mean, it's pretty much cut and dry with hard goods. I'm not sure about the price, but that seems pretty fair. Free shipping. Why are you doing free shipping on this and not on the other items? Yeah, that's the good thing about hard goods, man. Item specifics are like all filled out for you. And it's new, so you ain't really got to do any work on that. That listing probably took all of like 4 seconds. Let's see. No copy. Okay, she hasn't said anything. He or she. Are you a man or a woman? What's your name? 240 Jay-Z. I don't I don't know who you are yet to know what you are. If that makes sense. All right, let's look up another one. Knife cutting block. Let's see here. Wutstov. I don't know how you pronounce that stuff. Trident logo knife block. 9-slot wood block, including scissor slot. It seems like a pretty made up title there if I've ever heard one. Trying to just use up all the keywords, huh? Or use up all the characters. Uh I have really no experience with a knife block, so that might be a great price. Uh, I know if it's like Cutco, it can go for pretty good money. Let's see. I would probably I would probably title it more like I don't know, me personally, like this one seems perfect. Usopp 22 slot knife block, neutral wood. Like I would probably put that 9 slot up here first. Usopp 9 slot wood block. That seems like something I would search. If I had 9 knives and I needed a 9 knife block, that's probably what I would search it as. That's just my feedback though. Let me see if you're talking yet. I do free shipping on first class just to add to the price, to add it into the price. So do you turn off best offer? I'm a male and it's Pat. Okay, great. Nice to meet you, Pat. I'm Marcus. If you can check the clothes mainly since hard goods is easy. All right, great feedback. Thanks, bud. So Quicksilver sweater, men's extra large, long sleeve pullover, tan zipper. I would put the color right after the size again, like I said on the jeans. What material is this? You got a close up of the tag. You probably want to take a picture of the material for the buyer because you see that's one of the first things I want to look for. Uh, People want to know that. $21 should be okay. $8.99 seems high on this. Is this over a pound? If it's not over a pound, I would definitely not charge $8.99, but it could be over a pound. Solid tan zipper sweater. Acrylic cotton. Okay, there's the make. All pictures, all measurements are approximate. Pictures of item you receive. That's pointless. In my opinion, like it's kind of obvious that you should receive what's in the photos. So that just is a waste of it's a waste of your time. And the pictures, I guess the approximate works. It's not gonna putting that in your listing is not gonna prevent you from getting a return on it just because you say it's approximate. Uh, a buyer can force a return no matter what you do. But yeah, like I said before, I would add the measurements for the pants closer to the front because that's like the pertinent information on a pair of jeans is like what are the measurements. You can leave them at the end on this though. Um, Usually people, I don't know why it works. That's how I do mine as well. I do my photos at the end on a. It's probably just because that's the way it's easiest to photo. But that looks decent. Um, let's check one more listing out. Peter Millar, pretty good brand. Peter Millar men's large green short sleeve polo golf shirt. So I would do Peter Millar shirt, men's large green polo short sleeve golf. Whatever keywords, yeah, whatever other keywords you want to put in there. Um, That's a pretty fair price. $8.99 is way too high on shipping. That's a first class item for sure. Uh, I would definitely try to give them a much more fairer price than what you're charging, especially with a stain on it. Is that a stain too? Yeah, I would definitely give them a better deal on the shipping. Peter Millar is a good item if you get like summer comfort, but those older solid color ones, we were literally just talking about this in the Facebook group. You don't want to overcharge on those because they'll sit for a long time. Stain on backseat picture, solid collar, large polyester spandex, polo. Yeah, all your item specifics look good. Peter Millar, pit to pit, collar to hem. So this looks like a blurb that's just in there too. So I guess you could leave that in there since you don't have to put that in there every single time. But yeah, man, I'm not sure if any of that helped you, but I would give your titles just a slight bit more of work. But it seems like all in all, you're doing pretty good. You're picking up decent items, and you never turn off the offers. Okay, that's good. Let's see what else you said. Okay, so that would be yes, that would be it's a pullover sweater that's heavier. Okay. Well, you never know, man. Sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're like right on the cusp. And one poly bag, it'll be 15.9 ounces. In my experience, that's very possible. Let's see here. Let me catch some of these comments real quick that I passed up on to get down there. I noticed you use whole dollars instead of charm pricing like 99 cents, etc. Do you think this helps your sales? I think a buyer's smart enough to know that 12.99 is still 13 bucks and it's not going to move the needle. Uh, just in my experience. What is your average net on each item? I don't know, man. I got average average sales price is $20. I sell all different types of items from $5 to $30 to as high as 100. So for me to try to go through my store and figure out what my average net on each individual item is probably, I don't know, 12 bucks maybe. If I had to throw a number out there, I could probably figure it out, but I haven't done it in a long time. Last time I did it, it was at like $13. I would assume it's probably closer to 12 because I think it's since my average sales price has gone down a little bit, uh, the net would go down a little bit too. It's hard to guess how much weight is in the cart. I'm always off. Okay. A good experiment to test your readiness. Live off your eBay sales for 6 months and draft your job money. There you go. I noticed you already read that. I picked up Ralph Lauren plaid button up that I passed by for at least 3 weeks. My Goodwill wanted 12 bucks, but since it was a low inventory day for me, I picked it up, listed it for listed it Saturday for 35 bucks, sold the next day. Yeah, some of those Ralph Lauren shirts can sell for decent money. Congratulations on your sale. Have you thought of sourcing outside the bins? And if you do, where do you go? So yeah, I started out at local thrifts, yard sales, everything that the basic reseller does starting out. I've done all those things. Um, I just ended up on the bins being the cheapest option for me, buying as much inventory as I buy. So if I'm buying 300 to 400 items a week, where do you think the most suitable place is going to be for a guy that only sells clothing to buy those at? Do you think it's going to be at a thrift store where the prices of jeans are as high as 20 bucks for basic Levi's that I can get at the bins for $1.89 a pound? Or do you think I would want to go to a yard sale where they're charging $5 to $10 for jeans? Or would it be to the bins where I can buy things for $1.89 a pound? And that's the reason why I've landed on the bins. Because out of all the things that I've tried, that's the cheapest so far. There are cheaper options, and I'm in the process of trying to get there, but I just got to get it lined up. Let's see. Am I allowed to paste a listing for you to look at for improvement? Yeah, go ahead. Put it in there. Uh, let's see. Only moderators can post links. Yeah, Hillary can post it for you. I'm above standard right now and evaluated at a top rated level. How do you change it between How do you change it being top rated? What do you mean? How do you get from above standard to top rated? You got to have $1,000, or is it 1,000, or is it $2,000 worth of sales? Or 200 sales in the last 90 days. And I don't know. It's been so long since I've been top rated. Let's look it up. I don't want to. I don't want to lie to you. It says been active for at least 90 days, at least 100 or more transactions with a minimum of $1,000 in the US over the last 12 months, and less than 0.30% money back guarantee, and PayPal protection, cases closed without seller resolution. So pretty much less than 30% seller defects. So if you've had 100 sales and $1,000 in transactions in the last 12 months, then you should be good to go. And then if you get 400 sales in the last 3 months, or last 90 days, they start doing it on a every quarter basis. They start judging you, which is so much better. Thanks for the info. Okay, you guys talk to each other. Let's see. No, copy and paste. I'm kind of getting caught up now. Going to a family game. Going to have family game time. We'll catch the rest tomorrow. All right, you're way gone by now, but thanks, buddy. My 2 cents on your item is simply that you need to list more items and you will start to see more consistent sales. All right, let's see. When you turn on a sale, do potential buyers that already viewed the items get notified of the store? So yeah, anytime a buyer has watched an item, whatever you do to change it, they get notified. And just 2 cents, some of you guys, if you sell clothing, should consider copying Tech and Sports listing template. It's pretty scannable on desktop and mobile. If you're gonna copy anything that Tech does, number one, he hates it. He cannot stand that with a passion. If you guys are just gonna, I'm just putting it out there. If you're copying anything from his store, he does not like it. It is what it is. There's not much he can do to stop it. But if you're gonna like steal his model verbatim, at least buy something from his store. Here's the okay. Let's copy that. How do I freaking do that? It's not working like you told me how to, Hillary. So let's go back to this. Bada bing, bada boom. Well, that brought me to the same freaking thing. That might not be it then. Hang on. That wasn't the right one. Okay. Let's share the screen real quick. It's not letting me right click on it because it just wants to highlight the text. It wants to add it to the screen when I do that, Hillary. Okay, Patagonia men's organic cotton long sleeve button down shirt, large brown plaid, excellent use condition. So the most prominent error that I see when I do a review for someone is their title structure is usually like way out of whack. So Patagonia men's organic cotton long sleeve, like it should be brand, which is Patagonia, the item, which is a shirt, the gender, which is men's, then the size, which is large, and then the color, and all the following keywords after. So if I was doing this listing, I would say Patagonia shirt, men's large, brown plaid, long sleeve button down shirt, or button down excellent used condition. Um, it's more in step with what a buyer is going to actually type in. Because I'm not typing in none of this organic cotton long sleeve button down stuff before I put my size in. Because all I want to know is, do you have a Patagonia shirt that's a medium? Because that's the size I wear. And then I'll filter through the rest of the stuff after I pull up what the options are. $14.95 is underpriced. $7.95 is a great shipping price. Returns accepted. Buyer pays returns. You're definitely winning if you do free returns. Large. It's not vintage. I think that looks pretty vintage, bro. I don't know. It might not be, though. It's probably close to it, though. Let's check this tag out. Made in Portugal. Usually the stuff that's made in the Central America or Hispanic regions right now are vintage. Everything that's made like in Asia or like the Middle Eastern area, like Pakistan and things like that, those are going to tend to be more modern. But that's not like blanket across all brands either. So take it with a grain of salt. All right, let's see. Where are you at? Texas. So that's going to be unless that's over a pound, that's high for shipping from Texas as well. I'm in Missouri, so we're both in Central America, Central United States, not Central America. I'm sorry, but you could probably do a better deal. These NAs, I would remove those. NA is not a searchable item specific. It's actually not an item specific, so that's just not helping your that's not helping you out none. And the region of manufacturer, it says Portugal on the title or on the tag, so I would change that too to Portugal. Very excellent Patagonia. I'm really like, I don't use very, especially unless it's very thrashed or very bad condition. I'm more like not leaning towards using words like excellent either, only because it's so like, depending on the buyer. So it's like everything's subjective with eBay, man. You can say something's in excellent used condition and then someone gets in and like, this is actually fair condition. That's happened to me before. And people get all butthurt over it. So I'm kind of like just gonna call it good use condition, even if it's like in really, really like almost new condition. I like to play it on the more simple side of things. That way when a buyer gets it, they're like way better than I expected. Um, so that's that listing. Your photos look pretty good. You provide measurements, which is super duper awesome. Makes for a better buying experience. And you show all the angles of the shirt. I would put that. It's from the, yeah, it's supposed to be from the top of the collar, I think. Maybe it's from the bottom of the collar. We'll have to look. Let's look that up real quick. No, that's not right. That's a suit jacket. I don't know. We'll get to that's for a whole nother day, I guess, because I don't got time to have you guys just sitting in limbo while I try and figure stuff out. But yeah, man, it looks like it's pretty good listing. It's a good quality item. I would probably price it just a tad bit higher and definitely work on that title structure. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with it, Hillary. Maybe just send me the links on Instagram and I could just you share it from there. Or it's, I mean, it's working for me. It's working for me having two tabs open though as well. So that'll probably just work. Let's see. I haven't come across that yet. I'll have to look into taking sports. Yeah, I'll have to change that to 650. That must have saved from the last listing. Okay, that makes sense. Let's see here. Zachariah says it's very basic, but basically each section a potential buyer might care about. Item name, size, measurement, condition is broken into different segments. Very basic, to be honest. All right, got to get these listings done. Good show as always. You ever need help in your mentorship group, let me know. Peace, man. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it. Yes, man, that helped a lot. Thank you. I just didn't know if I was doing it right since the sales are slow. I don't know if it's my listings are just slow or just not enough listings. The thing is, you can sell like even if you have 100 items listed, you can sell one a day. You can probably sell more than one, but it won't be every day unless you're selling like gold bars for like under, the price that they go for. It's just really it's and I know like people like say I don't want a big store. I don't feel like I should have to build a store up just to sell items, but trust me, like that's just how it is. I've tried all the things that I can to try to sell more items, and the only thing that worked was building up a store that had more items. Unfortunately, that's just all there is to it. Is it necessary? No, it's not necessary. Is the average buyer, picking up like items that are like top quality items that they can sell for under the amount that they need to get sales? Probably not either. Like, I don't know anyone that's going out buying all gold bars, Patagonia, Filson, and selling it for way below market to get their money back that same day. I don't know anybody that's doing that. There are some people doing that, because they don't care. They paid $2 for an item, they're going to sell it for 20, making way less than they could off certain items. If that's the business model you want to choose, then hey, you can sell all your items the same day you list them. But to maximize your results, sometimes you're just going to have to build a higher store than what you want to. Do you think I want 6,000 freaking items listed? No, not really, but I want to be able to make a couple $100,000 in a year. So right now I have $100,000 of inventory listed, because to make the money, I got to have the inventory there. You know what I mean? Uh, you can also list items that have a much higher sales price and have way less items than I do, but I go to the bins and I got to take what they got. Can you judge some of my listings? Mine definitely need work. Store name is Cam the Man Official. Um, yeah, I'll do that real quick, man. Let me get caught up on this chat because I got a lot of people that have said stuff that I haven't covered yet. Thank you. I'm talking to Hillary. I have learned a lot from you. Thanks. Really glad you have. Does it affect search if you list the gender before the item, Nautica men's shirt instead of Nautica shirt men's? I think that's actually how eBay recommends it. Um, it would just really have to be down to you testing the market and seeing what happens inside of your listings. Um, I do my listings the way that Taking Sports does because I'm in his mentorship, and that's how him and Chris from Daily Refinement recommend me to do it. So that's the way I do it, and that's the way I make my sales. 1,000 sales, $1,000, 100 sales, 90 days activity. Seth came through in the clutch. Thank you, bro. Billsy Bear Memories. It would be so awesome if you could buy a space that has living quarters and hold your inventory. Yeah, it would be. It definitely would be. UE. I don't know what that means, Max. John, is that two different shirts in the listing? Are you talking about the Patagonia shirt? I think it was just a different color from him being closer and further away from the shirt. You are doing great work. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. I bought the reseller ruler, so I guess that's buying from tech store. I only took inspiration from his descriptions because I like that format, but I did try to modify it somewhat to make it my own. As long as you've done that, Zachariah, that's all that matters. But when people like take his description and stuff verbatim, like up for sale next is this item, blah blah blah, same centered font, same or it's just he's said it in multiple calls that it irks him. So I'm just putting it out there. But if you've changed it up to be your own and kind of use like his basic outline, then I don't think he cares about that. Flattery, and then straight copying someone is two different things. Been noticing offers coming through with automatic payment once offer is accepted. Have you noticed this at all? Yeah, in abundance, a lot. So much so that pretty much when people send me those offers, I accept them just because they have that green thing. Hit or miss pockets. I notice it occasionally, but I really wish it was. Yeah, I see it on quite a few offers. Now, obviously, I still have like 5 waiting for payments right now. I still get them all the time where people don't pay, but it's we can't make everybody pay. Cam stole from text listings too, or you guys are not the only ones. Trust me. He's got like 10, 15,000 followers on his store. Like pretty much everybody steals from him. Do you have a flat rate you charge for international shipping? I haven't. No, I don't. International shipping is between eBay and the buyer. All I do is pay for what it costs me to get the item to Illinois. Can you remind me what you charge for padded flat rate and legal flat rate? I don't use padded flat rate, and I still charge the same seven. I charge $8.95 for flat rate. Period. The shipping method that I end up using is up to me. So, for instance, I sold a Timberland Sherpa line hoodie today. It's in my What Sold video I shot today. Um, I charged the buyer $8.95. I ended up paying $14 to ship the item because I make so much money off of shipping. And I'm not so much, but I make like over $1,000 off shipping each month because there's items that I charge $8.95 for, and I'm only paying $7.60 to ship these items because I use the small flat rate envelope, and so all that savings adds up. I charge $6.50 flat rate on first class items, even if it's going right here in Missouri, which it might cost me $4. So that extra $2 I get, you know what I'm saying? So those sales pay for the sales where I paid $15 to ship something out, versus the buy cost that I charge the buyer $8.95. So it gives the buyer a good shopping experience. And it really doesn't make me any difference because I'm not technically losing any money because in one day of shipping, I've made enough to cover those few dollars by charging a flat rate. So I just choose the method that fits the item the best and I ship it that way. Hit the thumbs up if you haven't already. And I don't use padded flat rates at all. I only use regular legal envelopes or I'll use regular envelopes and legal envelopes. If it doesn't fit in a legal envelope, I'm putting it in a Tyvek envelope. Play the drums too. I made it a welcome. Top of the shoulder, I thought it might be. Maybe I'm putting mine up too high. I put it at the top of the collar. But I guess when it's on a button up shirt, it probably does go at the top of the collar. Just finished the photos. Congratulations, bro. Now you gotta get them listings done. I believe $8.95. Yep, $8.95. I had slow sales, started promoting at 2%. Sales got good now. Yeah, hopefully it stays like that. When I started promoting my store, all my sales started, coming in, and then like 3 weeks, 4 weeks later, it all stagnated again. So it just became the new norm. New model has been buy low, sell low, and sales are up. Just need more time to do more volume. Yeah, man. You can't I mean, you can make money selling items at a fair market price. It just depends on how fast you sell them. What's up, Joe? How you doing, bro? Do you sell on Poshmark also? No, I'm only on eBay. Got to fix up that North Face listing tonight as well. Yes, sir. Let me know how that goes. My only thing is I'm paying $5.99 for my items. That just seems high. Watching you pay $1 and I'm paying $5.99 just seems like not the right way to do retail. I should be buying low, selling high. Well, if that's all you got is a Goodwill near you, you just got to buy items that sell for more money. Don't buy things that I'm buying that will only sell for $10. Thank you, sir. Yep, no problem. Thank you, Andrew. Appreciate it. Text said you're getting dropped from the group. Why is that? Because I'm still on live. Any tips on selling hats? Sports mostly. Yeah, if you get vintage ones, sports specialties, the game, New Era. Some of those can go for good money. Um, you want to look those up though, because some of those can go for really good money. The shark tooth pattern, the paint splatter pattern, the one with the bars on top of the logo and bottom of the logo, those go for good money. Um, don't don't just list your hats at a bucket price. Do research on them because some people get caught slipping for real, uh, and give their hats away. I could do a whole call about hats too. Just make sure when your item doesn't sell and you have a rule to cancel, you're checking back in on the item to relist. Otherwise, you will forget about the listing. That's true too, and you can end up with an item that's not listed. Just kidding. And I was about to say, what did I do now? I was able to get that spreadsheet fixed and had Cheryl help do my taxes. Yes, she did my taxes. I've been done. It was super quick. All right, let's go to Cam's listing. Let's see here. Nice banner there, buddy. Let's share this screen. That's like loud and in your face. All right. 378 items. We'll go to newly listed. All right. The North Face jacket, men's large, gray quarter zip long sleeve, flash dry XD. So title structure is good. I would probably price this a little bit higher. Uh unless there's like a flaw in it or something I'm not seeing. Got the measurements. All right. Content tag. Boy, that thing's super blurry. I get to moving too fast sometimes too. Got the SKU number in there. Nice. Okay, so you got good photos. Item is in good pre-owned condition. You're listing on a computer. I like that. Uh Shipping is 805 Utah. Okay, so that's a fair shipping price. Unless this is first class, then it's not. Gray quarters, a long sleeve. It's a large, so it's probably priority. Polyester, casual. Ain't nobody wearing no North Face to a cocktail party. Well, they might. You never know nowadays. Fleece, regular North Face flash drive, Vietnam. Uh-oh. Pullover jacket is not a style. You made that up. Don't make things up. Uh, Take NA out of there and character. If it doesn't apply, don't put anything in there. Uh, yeah. Other than that, seems pretty fine. Condition is good. Small mark on front left jacket. Okay, so you didn't copy text verbatim. You just kinda emulated it a little bit. I thought you did it just like it, but yeah, this is okay. He will not be mad at this. All clothing is washed. Check pictures above for measurements. That's pretty simple, man. I mean, you're covering all your tracks. Let's see. 100% positive feedback. Let's go back to your store. Hmm. 246 items sold. Ending soonest. Already looked at that one. Under Armour heat gear, sweater. I will put the heat gear after the sweater. Men's large, black quarter zip pullover, long sleeve. Yeah, heat gear you don't have to have up front because that's just the model, the product. 645, great shipping price. Item is in fair pre-owned condition. Let's see what's wrong with it. Logos are a bit cracked. Okay. Yeah, man, everything looks fine. This sub style, I would take out quarter zip. I don't know why you put that there. I would just leave that blank. What category do you have this in? You have this in the active word tops, so maybe that's some active word tops thing. I don't know. I've never even filled the sub style out. So, I mean, if that's something you want to do, by all means, go ahead. Let me see what feedback you're giving me on what I'm saying. Okay, good to know. What's up, Craig? How you doing, buddy? My bad. It was sell like this listing. Yeah, it's sell like this, man. That get you caught slipping, dude. Don't sell like this off nobody. Sell like this off your own. And just fill in the blank. Let me do one more, and I'll get caught up on this chat. Oops, it's not what I need to do. Hello, Bean. Oops, I didn't mean to add that to my watch list. How do I dude, don't send me no offer. How do I undo this? I'll get that later. Okay, view cart. I'll get that out of my cart in a minute. LL Bean sweatshirt, women's large purple pullover cow neck fleece pockets. Okay, pretty good title. Good photos. Yeah, man, I think you got the game, bro. 10.95 super duper high. I would really try to figure out a fair flat rate shipping that is suitable for you and the buyer to where you're not losing money, but they're not paying $10 for something that can get to them for whatever $9 maybe. I don't know. That's just a suggestion. Long sleeve casual cotton blend sweater pullover pockets. Is it made in the US? I don't think that's made in the US, bro. Looks too modern. Yeah, it's made in Jordan. That matters. I would not put made in the US if it's not made in the US. And this is not 90s. Do you got this? It's not vintage either. It's super duper modern. Big telltale sign that it's modern is the letters are printed on. That's a new thing. If it was vintage, it would have a tag that had like a mountain background or like kind of like a Patagonia looking label, and it would be made in the USA. But that's about as modern as it gets. So that's my feedback, bud. Hope it helps. Let's get caught up here. Uh Brian says, Marcus, thanks for the feedback advice from 2 weeks ago. I ended up messaging the buyer multiple times and finally got them to update their feedback to positive. Thanks for the encouragement. Hey man, I'm glad it worked out. Jared, what's going on, buddy? How you doing? Glad to see you're watching those memberships only videos. Hopefully they're helping. Uh and it's glad you got a freaking photo up there now, man. Now I know what you look like. You're not just some thing like Cam's photo. It's just a C. Let's see here. Whatever you do, don't ship your hat in a poly bag. Yeah, don't do that. Definitely put it in a box, please. The group rocks and people don't get kicked out. Yeah, I mean, some people probably could get kicked out. Let's see. My bad. It was a sell like this listing. What's up, Craig? I already said that. So it's better to have blanks. Yeah, it's definitely better to put in a blank. Definitely better to not fill in the item specific than to fill out incorrect item specifics. Uh, 100%. Now that I can get items from a source for around $1 to $2 a piece, which is cheaper than my thrifts at $5.99, do you recommend jumping listing goals quicker than usual? I'm at 10 a day and want to do 30 a day. That's a big factor of it. Number one is being able to acquire the amount of inventory you're gonna need to list to reach your listing goal. But number 2 is your processes. Are your processes smooth enough to where you can implement more listings without getting overwhelmed and getting stressed out because now you're trying to get the same amount of work done in the same amount of time as it took you to get 10. If you go into it with the mind frame that I'm not doing 30 in the same time frame it took me to do 10, you're gonna have a lot more peace about it. I didn't do that when I first went in. I went in doing 10, and then I went in because I'm listening to like Tech and Chris, and they're all like, do 30 in 2 hours. And I'm just like, that's just not possible for me at this time, you know? So if you go into it with a realistic mindset, knowing that this is the first that you're doing this listing goal, you'll be able to have a lot more peace about it. So when I first made my first huge jump, it was overwhelming and I wanted to quit. So I had to change my mindset about it. Now I'm doing 65. I'm going to 70 a day on the first. Um, and I just know it's just going to take a little bit longer. So I'm doing 65 in 6 hours. I'm expecting this extra 5 to make the listing process take 7 hours now just because and just it's only 5 listings extra, but I'm over expecting just so if it takes less time than that, I won't, you know, I won't be stressed out. Uh, and then on top of that, you want to make sure that you can put everything away because 20 additional items getting put away a day is a lot. Um, do you have the space to store all those items? Because just because you start listing 30 a day doesn't mean you're going to start selling 30 a day anytime soon. Like anytime soon. It took me about 8 months from listing 30 a day to start selling 30 a day. That's 8 months of storing additional items. 20 extra items a day builds up quick. Now I'm listing 25 extra items a day in my draft bank. So every single day I grow 25 items on top of the items that I list out of the 40 that don't sell immediately as well. So you got to just be mindful of that. That's probably going to be one of the biggest things. And then cash flow. Make sure you're selling fast enough to be able to recoup your cash flow fast enough to buy more inventory plus pay all your eBay bills on top of all that. So, yes, blank is better than NA. Yep. eBay changes item specific requirements. So, if in the future they decide now blank needs the color, you will have the color filled in as NA and have to go back and change them all. That's very correct what Austin said. Thank you. Uh, I'm gonna send you an Yeah, I'm probably gonna have one as soon as I get off here. I always do calculated shipping, so you don't recommend that. I do not recommend that. I recommend you doing flat rate shipping on everything you sell. It's just gonna cost the buyer less money, and it's gonna give you. You won't make as much money on calculated shipping, but the buyer definitely won't overcharge and bounce to a listing with cheaper shipping, because that matters to people. A lot of my listings are sell like this. That's something I need to work on. I don't recommend anyone on eBay ever copying someone else's listings. I recommend you selling similar from your own listings because you're not going to copy in flaws of someone else's listings that don't have any clue what they're doing or have like some weird shipping policy that you don't even know exists. Um, you're not going to copy in flaws from another person's listing. You know, it's just they're going to be will it be 100%? Absolutely not. But the more times that you'll fail by selling similar off your own listing is drastically decreased because no one's going to care about your listings or your store like you do. So it just makes much more sense. Yeah, the real tags, real vintage tags, not print on. Yep. Calculated shipping can overcharge buyers further away from you. Exactly. Flat rate through business policies is the best. Geez, it kills me to do 10 a day. Well, you'll get there eventually, but don't do 10 a day if it kills you, though. Do something that's not going to kill you that's manageable. Yeah, my only issue is that I need to buy a lot from this source to keep them. I can try and make it work. See, that's the thing, man. You don't want to have the source controlling what happens. You need to be able to hold all the power. So buy it if you got to, but at some point you're going to need to be the one that comes out on top in that relationship. What's your thoughts on buying wholesale to list on eBay? Love the videos, by the way. I'm trying my best to find a viable source to buy wholesale from right now. simply because of the volume I do, but I don't recommend anyone that's doing like 5 a day to start going to buy wholesale because 'cause you're gonna end up with a lot of unlisted inventory, nowhere to put it at. You don't even have a source to get rid of the trash that you're not gonna list. Um, it's a lot more work than it seems like it is. So my first wholesale deal, I bought, I don't know, like 2, 3,000 items. Um I got it for a really great price, but over half that stuff was garbage, and I had, like, 25 gigantic contractor bags in my living room. I had to rent another storage unit just to store them in, and then I had to leave them there until I was able to go through all the items, one by one and determine stuff. I didn't know none of these brands. I had just started selling clothing, so I had to look up every single item, and it took quite a while, and then I ended up getting rid of a lot of it. I still kept more than enough to make 5, 6 times what I spent on maybe, I don't know, it's probably I spent $500 and I made well over $10,000 off that buy, but still, it was a lot more work than I was ready for at the time. Now that I've had a couple of wholesale buys under my belt, I know what to look for going in. Uh versus me just buying whatever's available. So now I have a lot more knowledge of selling clothes than I did when I first did that. So space is going to be the factor to store the item that and sort through the items. Then you're going to need a place to get rid of everything that you're not listing. Preferably a place that you can either a make your money back and recoup some of your loss, like by selling it to another reseller in bulk at a lower price. Put it on Facebook Marketplace, must buy all for 200 bucks. And, if you only spent 400, $500 on it, that's half your money back right there. So it just depends. That's another topic that can be, a whole video within itself. It just depends on what your wholesale sources are or what items you're considering sourcing. And if it's like electronics, it needs to be tested. Does it have all the pieces and things like that? It's just a lot of work. Hillary says, I sell a large variety of items, so I often use the sell one like this feature from sold listings, but I make sure to check every item specific and shipping info to make sure it's correct. Well, at least you're doing the smart thing first. Do you promote your listing? Yep, 10%. When you sell somewhere off your own listings, the condition and item description stays populated so you can list faster. Exactly. So literally, like the only thing you need to do is maybe change the size and the color um, from your own listing. If you hit sell one like this, even if you're trying to copy the same person's description or whatever, I think it clears out all that stuff anyway. So you might just want to go to your own store and sell similar. When you sell similar off your own listing, I already read that. Sorry about that. It also saves the shipping info, so it can be super beneficial if you sell a lot of the same type of item. That's correct. Sometimes I just totally don't understand all the specifics of my items, so I just do sell like this to get some boxes filled in. Are you saying don't do sell like this at all? That's exactly what I'm saying. I'm saying go to your own store, and if you have North Face quarter zip pullover, and you're holding go to your store, sell similar off that North Face for the Under Armour, change Under Armour in the title, item specifics, and change the size, and then go down to the description, change Under Armour or North Face to Under Armour, and then change whatever item specifics you need to change for it to match. Like maybe the one you have listed is blue, maybe the one you're holding is red. Change it to a red, boom, you're done. Update listing. Uh, Only thing that may change is shipping, because it might be a priority item that's listed, and it might be a first class one that you're holding. Um, and there is nuance though. It could be like a hooded shirt, and I would put those in the t-shirt category. So it just depends. Like it doesn't have to be the exact same item. Like that's where people get the whole sell similar thing mixed up at is they assume that since I'm selling similar, it has to be the exact same item because if I'm trying to copy someone else's listing on eBay, I'm looking for the exact same item. And it doesn't have to be that when you're selling similar from your own store. It just needs to be the same category. So if I got this BPN hat, I'm gonna look for another hat that's camouflage in my store for simplicity and copy off of that. As long as it's not in the sports team, if it's a basic camo hat, mossy oak or something like that, I can sell this BPN hat off of it, and boom, my listing's done. All I got to do is change the pictures, change BPN in the title, And that's pretty much all I got to change. BPN, upload pictures, put bare performance nutrition in the title, take hunting out and put bodybuilding in. Simple listings done. White, yes, yep, 10%. Good night. Take it easy, Miss Lachey. Have a great night. Yep. So that is going to do it for this one. I'm 34 minutes past the hour. I've been liking the amount of people that's been showing up, so I don't mind going over my 1 hour time limit because I'm trying to help as many of you guys as possible. So I really appreciate all you guys coming and hanging out and coming here dropping in your questions. Um, like I said, I just really want to help as many people as I can. Um, but yeah, really appreciate you guys. If you guys do catch this on the replay and you end up with questions, feel free to drop it in the comment section or join the Discord. It's free. The Good Pickings Discord. It's in the link in the description down below. You can join there. There's like over 200 members, so if I don't answer you, somebody will. But if you want more one-on-one coaching directly, you can join the Patreon. It's also in the description, but that's not free. Uh, but either way it goes, if you guys ask me questions in the videos, I'll get to them. Uh, I'll even answer your question in video form with reply for examples sake. The channel's for you guys, man. I'm trying to do as much as I can to help you guys out. So if you don't ask the question, I can't answer it. That is going to do it for this one. Catch you guys on the next one. But until then, let's make this cat.